Welcome to Keynotes to Collectibles with Curtis Zimmerman. In this series, I'll be sharing Ray's sports collection and my temporary shift from being a keynote speaker to the world of sports cards and collectibles.
So, Keynotes to Collectibles. It's been a fun journey and I'm excited to see where it all goes. But I also wanted to say there were some things that happened prior to all of this that we made decisions on, like the vehicles we drove and whether our kids were going to do, online learning or not, and lots of different things. And it's funny the way that life works, because sometimes we make decisions or we have certain experiences or we take time on something and we don't even know why at the time. And that brings me to what we're here to talk about today, our family van. That's right. I used to love being in front of 2,000 people and say, you know what? I'm just like you, because when I go home, I'm driving down the street in our family van. And I don't have any problem with that, because, a lot of people can drive any car they want, and they choose to drive something that's practical, and they choose to drive something that makes sense. And that's the way my wife and I have tried to be most of our lives. What makes sense? And so we bought a brand new van when I think Noah was, maybe 2 or 3, 5, just a little kid. And we had crashed our first van. And that van we have still, and it has over 200,000 miles on it. And it's been in a car accident, and one of the doors, it'll open, but it doesn't automatically open anymore like it used to be this beautiful. You barely push it and it would just slide open like a miracle. Right? It doesn't do that anymore, right? It's kind of, the lenses on the lights are all, dinged up. And put it this way, sometimes my son Oliver would ask us to drop him off like down the street from his friend's house because we were in the van and it made all kinds of noise with the muffler. And the reason I'm sharing this and why it's so comical to me is we were ready to get rid of the van. And my wife bought a new vehicle. We waited a long time and we decided to go ahead and just drive it for one more trip. And then all of this stuff with Ray's Collectibles came up. And we really needed something to get all the products and all the boxes of cards and the cases of cards that we have from the warehouse to Trader's World and to load in. And so I've been using the van more and more and more. And the reason I share this story is I tell people, when somebody says, how you doing? I say, you should answer that you're living the dream. And you're living the dream not because of your possessions. And you're living the dream not because you didn't have something traumatic happen in your past. And you're living the dream not because of what you're projecting to have or to do tomorrow. You're living the dream right here, right now, because you get to be right here, right now. And if you focus on the things you're grateful for, I'm so grateful to have the van right now. I have to be honest with you. Having the van right now, it's never been used as a van, as a shipping, moving things back and forth, than ever before than it is right now. And so I'm living the dream and thankful for the van that really was an eyesore, and our neighbors kind of rolled their eyes at us in our old van. But I wanted to just throw that perspective out there. And it's funny for me because we've never needed the van more, and I've never cared less about what people think about me in the van than I do right now. The pandemic has made us all say, you know what, all that, the airs we put on, and none of that matters. When you're doing a live stream video or you're doing a Zoom call and somebody's cat walks in front of your presentation, nobody cares anymore, because we've come down to a sense of just our life and real and keeping it real and being honest and true. And if my relationship is based on somebody else, and our relationship is based on what car you drive, what house you live in, what kind of watch you wear, everyone, I think, globally is saying, you know what, that's really not a good thing to base a relationship on. And let's focus on what I can do to help other people. And let's focus on how we can utilize the materials, like my van, in a new way. And I just share that with you, that the van story, because we all have the van in our life somewhere. So we can focus on those things and say, you know, this is something, boy, I'd love to improve, but also be grateful for what you have right now. I'm very grateful to have the van that we have. It doesn't have to be a brand new SUV or whatever. And I don't know that I made a lot of sense in this video, but I wanted to share it with you because I think we never know what experiences we're going through right now. They're going to help us in the future to navigate really something exciting and something that is, you know, couldn't even be possible without our past and without our past experiences. So really think about the van story. And, you know, I made my living for many years, and I will again in the future, I'm sure, in front of 2,000 people in a suit and a tie and keynote speaker. I always call myself speaker boy. And now here I am in the middle of a flea market selling hats with the Bengals and the Cincinnati Reds and other teams on it and ball cards. And if you saw me up on stage, you think, wow, that guy's living the dream. And if you saw me at Traders World, you think, wow, that guy's probably barely, you know, making it in his life and trying to figure it out. Because it looks a little more like the van, my life right now. And I have to tell you, I'm living the dream like never before. I'm passionate. I'm spending time with my family. I feel really, really positive about being able to give things to people that they really enjoy. So living the dream is a mindset. And I don't care where you are right now. Maybe you got right-sized. Maybe your job left due to the pandemic, and now maybe you're in a different kind of situation. Maybe you went from the Porsche to the van. But I'm telling you, you as a human being, you have the same value. You can still light up the room. And you can still be living the dream every day and be grateful for the experience you're having right now that may be leading you to something you don't even know about right now. But you have to go through this in order to bring your whole self into the future. So in the next 24 hours, I want you to think about something that's your van. What's the one thing you might be hiding from people or you don't want people to see that? And just embrace it and say, this is where I am right now and I'm going to be 100% in right now. And if you do that, you should be able to say to people when they say, how you doing? You know what, to be honest, it's different, but I'm living the dream. And that's what I would say. You know what? What I'm doing right now, it's different, but I'm still trying to live my dream every day.
To learn more about Ray's Sports Collection, go to facebook.com/Ray's Sports Collection. And if you're looking for a speaker to inspire and engage your people, visit my website, curtiszimmerman.com. Thanks for tuning in to Keynotes to Collectibles.